Hello everybody, welcome to the first video of the channel where I actually talk. And in this video, we're going to make a Deinonychus diorama. What I have here is I got these 1/40th scale 3D printed dromaeosaurs, which were made by a guy named Krentz, modeled, and then printed on shapeways.com. They're very cheap, about $11. And what I wanted to do is I want to make a diorama with these guys based off of the very large museum dioramas that you come across in natural history museums, with, you know, your African wildlife, your mountain wildlife, those life-size dioramas. And what I wanted to do was create the background and the foreground where it blends seamlessly, and this is my first try at this. I am experienced with dioramas, but not something like this. So right here I'm just gonna rinse off the plastic because it has a white residue on it, and we'll get started painting. Right now I immediately start mixing some paint for the face, and then I get to the rest. Working on the eyes was very tough because of how small they are. So I did the best I could by adding white dots and then filling it in with the end of my X-Acto knife with a dot of black. Here I go painting the first dromaeosaur with the main body coat. I wanted to go for a slightly lighter color for their upper body, and then do the lower body with a slightly darker color. Later on in the diorama, you don't really notice the change in colors too much, but there definitely is quite a difference. And I decided to go with a more neutral brown color that you'd see on a lot of birds. Here I go painting the lower halves of the dromaeosaurs, and I'm going with a darker acrylic paint. Right now I'm just highlighting the end of their feathers on the wings with a white to help them stand out more. Right here, as you can see, the tail on this guy is much wider. And then the tail on this one is more shaped with detail. And this one here is also wide and flattened. So I decided that I'm going to make the two with the wider tails the males, and the ones with the more defined, more detailed tails are going to be the females. So what I did for sexual identification was I took a yellow and I highlighted their chest and the underside of their neck with it, so that would be one of the ways that you could tell the difference between the male and the female. And here are the males together. And you can see that color of yellow really goes with the rest of their body. And then here's the male and the female. Here's the chicken crew all done. I kept with the yellow and stuck it on their legs as well and their feet. And then I painted little black nails on their feathers where I could see them, and then also, on the toes. This is the box that they're going to go in. It opens from the top, there is a lock, and I decided to use the back side as the front so that you couldn't see the lock. And I'm just placing the dromaeosaurs in there so that I get a rough idea of the size and the space that I'm working with. What I ended up doing was masking off one side. I wish I masked off the top, and then I spray painted the whole box. While the paint was drying, I decided to look up some of the dinosaurs that the Deinonychus would hunt, and one of these being the Deinonychus, if that's pronounced right. So what I ended up doing was sculpting most of the body without the limbs, and then painting that when that dried as well. This is the first time I sculpted a dinosaur or anything for a diorama, so here I am filling in where I want the terrain. At the bottom left you can see it's open. I was planning to put resin water there, but that did not work out. And you can see I traced out where I wanted to remove the styrofoam. And now I have paper in place for where I wanted the background, which I will paint. And you can see up on top, what I ended up doing was taking paint remover and removing a circle where I wanted the light to come through. So then I have a basic idea of what the diorama is going to look like. I then took some pre-mixed tile grout that I have, and I covered the styrofoam with it once I cut out the excess, and left that little spot open for the resin water. Here I am placing the foliage. I used some plastic plants that I bought from a hobbycraft store, and I painted them with similar colors that I painted the background with so that none of the colors really clash. They all go together, and I wanted to get rid of that plastic look. And you can see at the bottom left there, I filled it in with the water, which took days to dry and ended up soaking into the tile grout, which I sealed off. So that did not turn out well, but here's the finished product. I ended up filling in the ends with plants where the water was supposed to be. Thank you all for watching. There is more content for the Jurassic World Evolution game coming up, and as well as the Isle, I have some surprises for you. So stay tuned, and thank you for hanging around as long as you did. I really appreciate that. I might go back and redo the diorama. We'll see. But until next time, thank you and goodbye.